Hello everybody, my name is Khalior and welcome to another reaction. Today we are looking at the reaction that just happened, like it says right here, a few hours ago. The Destiny 2 Renegades developer a live stream. To give you the little bit of context from last time that we watched anything about Renegades, I was pleasantly nonplussed about Renegades, the content. I was turned off by the basically that they were taking, that it was Destiny 2 drinking some Star Wars flavored water and artwork and just adding a lightsaber here and there, apparently. Not very sold about the whole concept, not very sold about the whole idea of what this was. I was a little bit more hyped. I thought that this was going to be a full like collaboration, kind of like time and space is being ripped, and there were going to be like some there was going to be a clash of Star Wars and Destiny. Not necessarily have like, you know, the famous like, oh, suddenly Luke Skywalker runs in, or here we bump into Chewbacca and Yoda, like any of that. Like I didn't care for any of that stuff, just enough to have the flavor of, I thought that it was going to be the universe of Star Wars for some reason, because of our paracausal things or whatever, that we were going to be colliding and meshing, and the whole thing was going to be about like, let's try to figure this whole problem apart, and when this whole thing finishes, then it's gonna be like, okay, well, Star Wars people, bye, go back into your rift in time and space that we managed to fix or whatever, and then we can go back to Destiny, but with, you know, at the same time Destiny 2, while it's blending away with some Star Wars stuff, and that's how we get like the cool like Star Wars in Destiny 2 transforms-ish. We are also going to continue the bigger story of what's happening in Destiny since we got the Edge of Fate. Edge of Fate was, again, remember, Edge of Fate is the new beginning of a new story inside of Destiny 2. So I thought that, you know, while all of this was going to be weaved together very nicely, yeah, the last presentation did not wow me, did not get me excited. I'm still going to play it, whether it's good or not, whether they wow me or not. I'm interested in the overall story that they set up in the Edge of Fate. I think it's very, very interesting. Dealing with the 9, I think it has so much potential for very interesting thing. I really loved the story in Edge of Fate, so that's where I'm coming from. I have not, because of other engagements, I have not been playing Ash and Iron at all. My battle pass is going to expire soon. I need to do something about it. I need to get back into the game because, yeah, it's right now it is November 25th as the time of recording, and this expansion is coming in a week. So I have a week to get back into the game. Now let's see if they're going to keep me interested with this developer live stream. Let's see if they can wow me, if they can get me sold a little bit more on what they're doing there. It's a big task for the Destiny 2 community at this point in time right now in the Destiny history. I understand. But me, as a casual-ish player, but a player that is very interested in what's going on in Destiny, yeah, I'm interested to see what's going on. So, like, without further ado, because I like to yap, let's click on this. All right. Not actual gameplay.
You are supposed to protect the people, not rule them. The time of guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
This has to be a vision. There has to be a vision.
So long for this, Dredge and Hope.
They've shown me a vision I can't shake.
Yeah.
New Cabal, the Barrent Imperium, sprung up out of nowhere across the system. That doesn't just happen. It's the 9. And I'm putting together a crew to prove it. What do you say, Weapon?
Oh. Weird theory by
Welcome to the
Dredgen.
new Mars. Now the only law on Tharsis is the gun on your hip and the light in your hands. You'll do well here. I don't relish doing business with these leeches. But we need to find out what the Dredgen are after.
Cutscene.
You crave justice. Why die for a criminal?
Why do you hate your own kind so much?
Stop hating yourself.
Time to take the fight to the Imperium.
Blasters. All right. There's a lot of Star Wars in there without being too Star Wars.
The Imperium is yours to lead. You will fall. The next time we meet.
Only one play left.
All right. Question mark?
All right.
It was
everybody,
very
welcome to
trailer.
Bungie,
The trailer
our
trailered
cantina
a lot.
Today, we have converted our stream room in celebration of our
Hey,
upcoming
DMG.
release, Destiny 2 Renegades, collaborative effort with Lucasfilm Games. We are so excited. My name is Dylan. I'm going to be your host today, and we have a lot to go through. Have a few housekeeping notes before we dive in. Ultimately, if you are on Twitch, if you watch for 15 minutes, we have a fantastic emblem for you to earn.
While he's
Seekers,
talking about
not
this,
saints.
I wanted
Make
to
sure your
say
Bungie.net account
I
is
noticed
linked and you will
also
earn
that
this reward.
apparently
Additionally, our community
a
team
person
is
that works at
communicating
Lucasfilms
they're gonna be going
is
through challenges
Chris
throughout this
Sicko.
stream and after.
Who is? I don't know if I'm saying this properly, but he used to be he used to be working at Blizzard and used to be, like, as far as I know, really good guy. Like currently like super hyped about a bunch of stuff. So yeah, it was good to see that he was working with people at Bungie. So probably a lot of friends at Bungie to get this happening along with him.
Days from now, you're going to be in there playing. We got blasters. We got the Praxic Blade. We have a new Vidoc that actually we are sharing today. And
Yes.
This is going to be called Making of a Renegade. So after we watch our Vidoc, we have a panel of developers on the couch. We're going to be talking about the Lawless Frontier, our new activity that is coming with this experience, full of loot, full of fun experiences, and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's watch a new Vidoc, Vidoc 2, Making of a Renegade. Take it away.
All right.
This is
Tight.
Destiny with a Star Wars lens, like this really cool combination that hasn't been done before.
I can't wait to take a Praxic Blade to Mars.
Yes.
Don't be a ridiculous fan. Just stay cool.
Wait, we gotta swat it up and play through. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Recognize those trees. Can't wait to fall to my death between all of those trees.
Why we got into games in the first place.
Cool. Is any of this playable?
Early on, we developed this North Star, authentically Destiny, unmistakably Star Wars. It has to be something that feels like a Destiny story. It can't feel like a one-off. This can't feel like a side quest, right? Like this has to be a continuation.
But they
of the
still
Fate
could.
saga.
I had this vision. I knew it came from the Nine.
But with Star Wars beats and Star Wars visual.
Uh-huh. I mean, so
This
far
is
they got
uncharted
it.
territory for Lucasfilm Games, and that
Like,
this is the
it
first
does
time
look a
we're
lot
telling a
of,
story
like, the two
inspired by Star
universes
Wars
visually.
within a different universe.
At the heart of, like, I think every Guardian's identity is like this healthy, independent, rebellious streak.
We were excited to actually explore that scoundrel fantasy, bounty hunters,
Of
the
course.
syndicates, going out and doing jobs with a ragtag team. We took inspiration from Star Wars to ensure the scale, visual language, soundtrack, and cinematic storytelling in Renegades delivered on everything fans will have come to expect from the franchise.
Right?
The Praxic Blade collaboration stands out to me.
Because
Of
lightsabers
course.
are so iconic. It was
Yes.
absolutely critical to get that balance right.
The
Yes.
team at Lucasfilm Games was just so solutions focused. It wasn't, no, it has to be this way. It was a lot of back and forth and asking questions about how would this work? Well, let's talk about it. All right. Oh, so we need a different energy source. Okay. What would that look like?
It was
Right.
all about like what is best for the player.
When we
Oh,
announced this
that's gonna
collaboration
come
with
to
Studio
bite
James,
you in
may
the
or may not have
ass
been wearing a fighter pilot helmet.
if you don't deliver.
Destiny and Star Wars shared that same beating heart. I was like, oh, this is gonna be special.
Right.
We were given such a unique challenge. How can we achieve
Love
the
her.
aesthetic
Love
and the feel
Allison.
of Star Wars
She's
without
so
losing
intelligent.
the narrative threads that we've created so far for Destiny at the same time?
It wasn't until we found our footing with creating a foundation in Destiny that things started to click together.
I remember the first time that we went down to San Francisco. We had this really big meeting where it was the Destiny narrative folks on one side and the Star Wars narrative folks on the other side. We broke the ice by just asking, what's the bad version of this? We had a really good laugh over what that looked like. And through that, we kind of uncovered that this should be the aesthetic, the vibe of Star Wars with the truth to Destiny's narrative that we knew needed to be there too.
Yes. That is important. Absolutely. Oh my god, the Sarlacc pit that we jump over? That's gonna be fun.
Again, 2 months after the edgeoffate has happened, the world has moved and
thank you.
changed, and we're still trying to figure out what binding the Nine means.
The Vanguard have redacted the prophecy of extinction.
They don't want the public to panic over this prophecy.
The crux of our story is the Drifter asking us to help him break Vanguard law for good reason to confront a new rising faction of Cabal called the Barren Imperium. It's what drives Eris to help the Drifter out as well as the player Guardian.
When we were thinking about what kinds of characters should be in this release, we thought about the kinds of archetypes we see throughout Star Wars.
Yeah, and Drifter is an easy parallel. He and Han Solo share a cocky attitude, both former criminals.
Come on, yes.
In Star Wars, there's
we know
a
that.
plethora of sassy droids. We have our own version of that through Ghosts, and Blue is no exception.
Oh, look. Thanks for nothing.
Blue is a Drifter's ghost, and I think as soon as people hear her, they'll be delighted
What?
and incredibly surprised.
Our voice cast is stacked. Dredgen Bale is portrayed by Alex Lee, who is amazing.
You were supposed to protect the people, not rule them.
And we also got Hollywood actual royalty Danny Houston to play Premier Loom, the head of the Barren Imperium. Being able
That
to work
looks
with
cool.
someone from that
It looks
kind of
badass.
page was such an honor, and I was completely normal the whole time.
Loom became this sweeping
Oh, that
military figure
voice!
that I think is going to be a really good parallel to Grand Moff Tarkin or other evil military leaders from the Empire.
So even though we're introducing new characters, we're still looking backwards at some of Destiny lore's most long-standing characters. Honor is another example of that. She's our Praxic warlock.
She's loosely meant to be a parallel to something like a Jedi in Star Wars.
Of course.
She was part of a Vanguard internal affairs group that would police Guardians on the usage of darkness.
Don't make me regret abandoning my post to help you.
Oh.
Yeah, she has to grow up with the times a little bit because the world
force
has
police?
changed, and a whole lot of people are using darkness
A
now,
light-
and
a
she gets to
darkness
grow
police?
and kind of ask herself, like, am I still adhering to my own values if I allow myself to be open to these kinds of ideas?
The Drifter belongs with us.
The Drifter left your cult long ago.
And then there's Bale.
What?
Dredgen Bale.
Dredgen is a dark guardian that represents absolute darkness.
Dredgen Bale doesn't like the fact that we're ruled by a city of immortals who can't step down and that weren't elected. He's got kind of a point, but his methods for addressing that point suck. He makes many bad choices.
Political undercurrents
One
of
my favorite parts about a lot of
this.
villains in Star Wars is
My
that
God.
they have just like the capability of making a right choice and then consistently do not make good choices.
Bale is trying to fill a hole in his life in all the wrong ways.
And he just can't, and he never will. But man, we're gonna hope that
In
he
all
does
the
someday.
wrong ways.
Time of guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
It's over. Yeah. That age of war begins.
This has been an opportunity where you love Destiny, you love Star Wars, you want to do something with both, what are you going to put into it?
Oh my God, it was such a challenge at first, finding that sweet spot of how do we make something that can live in both worlds and not feel out of place in either, but also feel totally new and
well,
exciting.
good job, because so far all the
Where do we
visuals...
find the exact middle ground, 50-50 Star Wars and Destiny, because at that point, you're feeling almost a little derivative.
There's those moments along the way when we were like, this is just Star Wars. This is not the purpose of the collaboration. We want to have something kind of new that makes you think of both. I remember when we were trying to figure out what we're going to do with our new Cabal.
We started in that place where it's just Cabal wearing a Stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until we injected more of that weird alien design of a lot of these armor sets. That was kind of what switched it over from this is too derivative to this is really working. I think
This
it comes
works
through
as
in the
Destiny,
visuals in
yeah.
every single map. There are little Easter eggs and little treats here and there that we hit around.
Good.
And Lucasfilm
Perfect.
Games has been awesome at collaborating with us and even putting some of their input onto our maps so we can really give the players
Good.
something exciting.
And I hope it's especially like younger people, you know, not just
Switch
old
flipped in my head,
crusty
oh,
like,
we would've never done this
Star
without
Wars.
This collaboration was the Syndicates.
Yeah.
We're going places with the Vex and the Elixni and the Cabal that we really weren't going to go before.
Oh yeah, and trench coats.
And trench coats, yeah. We have Vex in trench coats that are playing cards. It's so awesome, and I don't think we would have dared do that if we didn't have this opportunity.
No, and it was the perfect time in our universe to do it too. The
Okay.
Star Wars fans on the team just start coming out, telling their stories about what they're excited to build, and far be it from me to get in the way.
We make a lot of weapons in Destiny.
Whoa.
How do you take a weapon in Destiny, which we have
Yes.
literal like 4 digits of guns, and
Understatement.
right?
What is this? Can we
And
have
make something
that?
that feels new, but also does justice for Star Wars. And Blaster was really obviously the choice. They're roughly in
Yeah,
two.
of course.
There's dynamic blasters, which are intended to be harder hitting, firing a ton. Brute force. And then we have a number of balance blasters.
Balance
As
blasters?
you're shooting, and the heat is building up, you're going to have a venting opportunity where you can hit a perfect vent. It's like functionally a reload, so you can start shooting again much faster.
Sweet.
Okay. Different variation of that
I gotta
exotic.
ask, though, what about those Cabal blasters? Are they accurate?
What difficulty are you playing on? We have swords in Destiny, but we don't have a Praxic sword. We don't have
We do not.
a lightsaber.
Yes, talk about that, please.
It's an exotic primary weapon that's kinetic,
Primary?
where you can reflect a bunch of blasts, kill enemies with it, and throw it out and get a ton of damage.
Oh, we actually do have that ability. That's freaking cool.
Having the sandbox be able to explore this new like ability ecosystem with renegade abilities.
What?
We've taken so much of this opportunity and turned it
What
into
is
what
that?
we can like grow.
Every corner of the game, from the art, the design, the audio, the music, UI, the rewards.
What was that
completely
UI?
Infused with the magic of the collaboration. It's really been a real treat to be a part of.
Yeah, super satisfying.
I mean, the music, I expect it to be stellar. Like, no question. Why do we even feature... I mean, thank you for showing the musicians, but, like... This has probably been a lot of fun to compose these pieces. To,
Didn't mean to
like,
wake you
have
up,
the
Pete,
two
sorry.
words meld together in that way, that's gotta be
The overarching
fantastic.
theme for this was to create a score for this release that felt like it was cohesive as a whole. We're all
It's so
talking each
hard
other
to
and
explain.
collaborating with each other. We were able to explore different ways of
It can fit
orchestrating,
both worlds.
different ways of writing with the orchestra that expand on the Destiny palette and make it fresh and new. When I look at the Star Wars scores, there were certain elements that naturally fit string flourishes or wood flourishes that would play into a certain moment. When it's like, oh, I know I want something to feel more Williams, so I'll push it. Not this Williams, the John Williams. I'll push it more in that world.
Another thing too is the amount of percussion. I had some ideas that felt more full on.
Oh, because Brendan Williams.
And
Okay.
Once you like flesh out the percussion arrangement, it instantly sounds more Destiny as a result.
For me, a lot of it was about framing, where when I use a lot of the Destiny themes, how I set them up and how I'm transitioning in and out of moments are much more Star Wars-y in terms of the harmony and orchestration.
I think the most exciting part about this was the opportunity to work with these guys and Mike.
You definitely made it a point to kind of bring us together and listen to each other's music.
But Brendan, you wrote something with the most beautiful oboe solo in it, and it drives me nuts that I didn't think of it first.
No one wanted to follow Brendan is what it came down to. Brendan's cues just sound amazing from the start.
I remember knowing your first high action cue.
That French horn.
Everyone was like, oh, whoa. Because it's really fast, really intense. Josh kept on like...
That soundtrack has got to be killer. That soundtrack's got to be awesome.
Humans have to play this. Jeez.
I would like to own the music. I don't want to listen to it on Spotify. I want to own the music.
And that's like a great
Put your catalog on Bandcamp, Bungie. Put it on fucking Bandcamp. I want to purchase the music.
I remember hearing it for the first time. And everybody kind of perked up when we all heard it. We're all having ideas that were just a little bit different from one another. That was all sort of impacted what the final version of the theme was.
This is all fantastic.
Dredge and Bale. That kind of teed off the main theme, and the fact that we were exploring the idea of this kind of anti-Guardian character set in this story of scoundrels. We wanted something that would be a backbone to tell a longer arc story. It has a layer of ominousness to it. It has a layer of mystery to it, but it can be turned other ways.
I felt a sense of menace.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to get to experience it with players.
Just really hope that, personally, I've written something that they can really connect with and love, and if I can cause a couple of goosebumps in there, I'll take that as a bonus too.
What I'm hearing is incredible so far.
Taken on a journey that inspires them and makes them feel like this world is really unique and really special.
My favorite feeling as a creator is getting to watch someone's look of like absolute surprise.
Okay, what about the gameplay?
Hope, that exciting, boundless potential that Destiny has, and world of possibility that Star Wars unlocked.
I've been waiting so long for this.
That's it. I feel like there's discussions about gameplay that have been missing
so what
there.
you just saw was our second Vidoc, making of a Renegade, or what it takes to make a Renegade. This is our moment to really peel back the curtain and show you how games are made. It's a monumental effort, and what you saw, it was a mix of our narrative design, audio, our collaboration efforts with Lucasfilm Games. Many thanks to everyone involved.
And it's
also,
still not going to be
there, ranging from design, production, test. Even a shout out, I got to give it to IT for keeping.
That's still not going to be enough for the average commenter on video games to understand how video games are being made.
Lawless Frontier. This is our new activity coming with Destiny 2 Renegades, and we have 3 developers on our couch to talk us through what we're seeing. It'll be a fun deep dive. So without further ado, let's get some introductions. Eric Smith, we're starting with you.
DMG, Damage 04. Yes, my name is Eric Smith. I am a combat design lead on Destiny 2.
Love this guy.
You may know me from my work where I was the design lead on the Strand subclasses. I started kind of making the stasis abilities, and most recently the Renegades ability buffs.
Awesome. Yeah, next up, Tom Farnsworth. This is the first time that you and I are in a stream together, but a quick introduction for folks that may not have seen you in previous Vidocs.
Yeah, so I'm Tom, the creative lead for Renegades. And
hello, Tom.
For like, I don't know, I can't even remember, like 13, 14 years.
Oh my God, he's an OG.
Destiny 2, the highlights were probably like Dreaming City, Season of the Splicer, 30th and Into the Light were the most recent.
Season of the Splicer, fucking one of the best seasons ever.
Thanks for joining us today. And last but not least, our grid skipper aficionado, Taylor Bjorndal. How you doing?
Great. Yeah, Taylor Bjorndal, associate weapons designer, here to talk about all the rewards and blasters and the practice blade and all the other stuff we made for you to chase.
Awesome.
Get this guy to talk,
please. If
please.
you end up missing anything, if we go a little bit fast, we got a lot to pack through.
Go.
We'll have a VOD on Twitch and YouTube after this. And if you missed our Vidoc or the launch trailer, those will be uploaded as well.
Perfect.
So, what we're seeing on
We're
screen
watching
right
it.
now, we're launching into our Lawless Frontier activity. Tom, I would love to put the spotlight on you. Let's give a quick description. What is the Lawless Frontier?
So the Lawless Frontier is our core game mode in Renegades. You're going to play through some of the campaign, but it's really what comprises our end game. And the idea is that you're a renegade, you're taking on these shady jobs like bounty hunting, smuggling and sabotage from our syndicates, and you're doing so to increase your notoriety, your power, and your riches, and of course to get some sweet loot.
Yeah, and when you talk about bounty hunting, sabotaging, that kind of stuff, those are different types of this activity, right?
Yeah, their bounty hunting is all about taking out a key syndicate boss. Sabotage is about blowing the heck out of everything with your renegade abilities, dropping airstrikes on Cabal vehicles, and smuggling is about grabbing everything that isn't tied down.
Yep.
Right.
In true fashion, when you're going into a dangerous spot, you got to just grab whatever you can find, right?
Yeah.
So today we're going to be focusing on a bounty hunt.
Okay.
And you said this is kind of like a quintessential
looks
Destiny
cool.
vibe of an activity, right?
Yeah, it's probably the closest to a traditional Destiny activity, but you're going to start in the ready room, which is kind of a unique experience, and you're going to be able to pick your renegade abilities in there from your little
time to kill on that was really quick.
Aboard Hawk, and you'll drop down to the destination. You can see we're already in on one of the Mars maps that we have. There are all these jobs take place across Mars, Venus, and Europa, and there's 2 maps on each destination. This is Hellas Fortitude, and right now we're doing a bounty hunt, and we're working to draw
What
out
the heck?
to track down
What is
what our
this?
target is. After this, there'll be resurgence
Armor
of the
charge,
security
void,
forces of that
overshield,
target.
gunpowder,
That's,
gamble
classic
on your
boss fight
mark,
with,
hasty
a bunch
retreat.
of wrinkles thrown in for gameplay here of things, hazards that are at
Oh, the
play,
jetpack.
your abilities, maybe an invader, which we'll talk about later, and then you'll exfil with your bounty and get some loot and take that back to our social space.
Sounds like,
junction where you'll be able to
oh, what
spend
is this?
Your currencies to buy
Oh.
some of the cool blasters. Or maybe some of
Collected
the
maximum
cosmetic
intel.
customizations
What does
for the
that
packs that we're
mean?
gonna talk about later.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean, so as we're going through this, we're going to be seeing a lot of abilities that players know and love on screen, but we have new abilities, renegade abilities, that are going to be for this activity. And Eric, you're going to be our person of knowledge here.
Yeah.
What do we got on screen?
Yeah, so Renegade Abilities is a new ability system we have in Renegades.
Was that a machine gun?
What you do is we have a brand new button for you to press. That's going to be R3 on the controller and then Z on the keyboard. And that's going to kind of switch you into a different mode that gives you new abilities for your grenade and your melee. That sends out one of these tokens. We have here on the screen, you can see we have one called Revitalize that heals you and provides you with ability energy. And then we have the other one, which is the Deflector Shield, which is this zone I can sit inside and shoot out of, and it blocks all the incoming damage. It's also going to, for my allies who are inside the shield, it will amplify them and then jolt any enemies who pass through it. And all of these have 7 levels of upgrades. So when you first start, they will have certain functionality and certain strength. And
Is this how we're dealing with like seasonal artifact?
And they really change the gameplay, right? Like
Because that sounded like that.
Supers almost that as a hunter, I'm able to be like, I'm going to build support. Right? I'm going to choose these 2 support renegade abilities, and make sure my team has what they need to survive this.
Okay,
this tough
so
fight.
utility supers,
In this mode, we have
basically.
non-regenerating health. So things like that revitalize renegade ability are really going to come in handy to be like, we need to take a break and heal. Let's pop over here to some safety, and anyone can build into that. If that's
What did he
they
just
want.
do?
You know, we have
What
things
was
like
that?
vehicles that you can pull in, or you can call down from your ship. So that's one thing. There's so much.
Vehicles?
To talk about.
What?
Well, before we get to the ship, actually, let's talk a little bit more about the health mechanics in here. Because we had this in some previous activities like Nether, and we got a ton of great feedback on like how much you get back, how you get it back, and I've seen already in this activity, as you're going through, there are some pots, there's some ways that you can get it, there are the Renegades abilities, but Tom, if you want to talk a little bit more about it.
We took Nether as a base, but I'd say this is a little bit more forgiving. The way that health works is, you've got a large pool of health. It does not regenerate at the top level, but if you get down to 0, it will regenerate to the base shield, so you got some of the red flashing screen.
Right.
And you can either use a normal sandbox like a rift, a healing, a support weapon. You can crack open these pots that have those little healing orbs you can see on the screen to get some of your health back. Or you can use things like Revitalize and like build your Renegade abilities into kind of dealing with those kind of challenges we're putting in front of you. And one thing that I really like about this mode is like we've got Expert, Master, Grandmaster, and on Grandmaster you're really gonna need to use all these abilities that kind of like coordinate with your teammates and kind of build a loadout that kind of.
All right. Nothing surprising.
So going back to, you had mentioned the ship when we're using our Renegade abilities. And I think earlier, outside of the Vex Dome, there was kind of like an airstrike that happened too, right?
Yeah, we have a strafing run that you can upgrade, and your ship, so the one that you have customized and put your shader on, will fly through the arena and drop bombs in sequence, right? And as I upgrade this, it gets more and more devastating until it like is, beyond any of the supers we have in the game. It's incredible. There's another one that is the Cabal drop pod, and what that does is, if you're familiar with the Cabal drop pod, it is this giant metal ball that slams into the ground.
Yeah.
And in this case, it is almost like a supply drop because it's full of ammo.
Yeah.
And it's also going to squish anything under us. And it does incredible damage. Not only that, but it will damage you and your teammates. So you got to be really careful to delete them. Yeah, just delete them. You got to be careful where you drop this.
Offensive supply drop.
Yeah, but you can ball now. You can turn it around on them.
Yeah. So Bjorndal,
lethal supply drop.
Quiet over there. I'd love to talk about the blasters that our players have been using. So in the Vidoc, we were talking about the balanced blaster and the dynamic blaster. Can you break down each, just a quick review of each, and then we can talk through some of the reload mechanics?
Yep, sure. So yeah, we have
reload mechanics. What the heck?
Blasters, or two different kinds of blasters. The dynamics are like more aggressive, harder hitting, faster rate of fire. They can like generally punch above their weight class.
Okay, they look very Star Warsy. Okay.
The balance blasters
kind of like walnut stock.
Like a rain of bullets. Like I'm just gonna unload on a big pack of stuff and like really have like a deep mag.
Cool. And what you can see on the screen right here,
have a
these
deep
are gonna be
mag.
all the
Okay.
blasters that you can get from running our Lawless Frontier activity, and then we'll actually have a slate of blasters that you can earn through the dungeon, which we'll talk a little bit about later.
So far, it looks like the gameplay is interesting enough to be like the same thing but new.
I would love to hear what were the challenges, what was some of the fun.
Interested. I wanted to see a little bit of that. If it was going to be the same Destiny gameplay, I think that I might have been like less interested. But they got some spice in there.
Collaborative effort with basically everybody on the team. These were Mercule's project for most of this release. But it was like a big effort on design, test, animation, audio to really sell the experience of using these and to make them look and feel the part for like what people would expect from both the Destiny gun and the Star Wars blaster.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, since we're on the topic of
it's good. This is good.
Our Guardian right now is using the new Praxic Blade and also getting smashed by a Cabal drop pod. But I'd love to hear about the customization that y'all developed for this, and this can be Tom and Bjorn talk to it. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So you're gonna get the Praxic Blade by collaborating with Honor throughout the campaign. She's gonna like deem you worthy of earning it. You'll go on a cool little quest that I don't want to spoil to earn one for yourself. And then post-campaign, you're going to unlock the ability to
you got to lay down the...
dark matter crystals
okay,
and
no.
change the color of the blade to match your personality. Or,
there we go. That is something that people would be annoyed about if you couldn't change
so
the color of your blade.
Things you can kind of swap to fit your playstyle on this.
Because nerds.
Forms, cores, mods, and 4 different catalysts on it. And the forms
I want
kinda
a
change,
dark
like,
blade.
how
I
you
want a
can get
green
ammo back
blade.
and give you some damage bonuses based off of different gameplay styles. And the cores let you apply subclass verbs to a different part of what the weapon does, depending on something that matches your subclass. So, like, you can add sever to like the saber throw, or something else like weaken or
yeah, we get it.
Jolting.
Yeah, it creates these really cool combos where I am strike, I'm throwing to debuff enemies and then getting it back and striking again.
Yeah, and during a couple of our trial runs with this, you were talking about there are some animations and different combos in your melee structure, right?
Yeah. So there's like a 3 or 4 hit combo you can do where you will end it with like a big spinny move that's like very thematic. Almost kind of like how the Arc Staff has like the little hidden combo there.
Awesome.
I did want to call out, we also saw the Renegade ability, the turret that we have. It is called the Piker Mortar, and it is like the strongest turret we've ever built. Like, it is
What is it?
Crazy range, crazy damage, and is a really nice, I'm going to throw this thing out to manage this part of the map. Yeah, while I deal with other stuff.
Perfect.
I'll understand it when I see it, I guess.
I'd love to just know kind of some of the narrative dressing. So, as you're going into the Lawless Frontier, it's our activity, but also kind of like the feel of this experience. And there's a turf war going on. I know, Robbie, in a previous stream, we were talking about the turf war a bit, but Tom, if you could expand on that and how that sets up this activity.
Sure. So in the end game, the syndicates are in this kind of ongoing turf war across Mars, Venus, and Europa, and you can kind of take advantage of that by, like, taking on their contracts that they offer and kind of winning out the day for them. But in doing so, you can extract maximum power, profits, rewards from them, and you can take anything you earn through engaging in these jobs and completing these priority contracts they offer. You can go back to the social space. You can they each have their own reward track, like the Pikers, the Tharsis Reformation. They offer weapons to unlock, new abilities, upgrades for those abilities. Some elements or mods for the Praxic Blade, and a whole bunch of other things, like some shaders too. So you can kind of like rep your favorite syndicate on your armor, which is pretty cool. It's definitely with the Lawless Frontier, it's one of the most cohesive and deepest modes we've ever built. Like, everything from this mode ties into the holo map, into the different mini game modes within it, into the social space. So like it's going to be exciting to see players kind of peel back all the layers.
This guy has said so many things and said so little.
So we've progressed. We've defeated the boss that we were hunting down for our bounty.
I feel like I want to go back and go like, let's analyze what this guy just said. But I just felt like it was like a very meaningful word salad, but it's still a salad at the end of the day.
Like, it escalates over time, so it gets harder the longer you're there. So there's real pressure to get in, do your objective, and get out.
Right.
So like, right now we're in the exfil. This is the final moments of the activity. You call, you set up a flare, you call your ship in. The Cabal are pouring down on you here. You're renegade abilities,
of course,
and you're just trying to survive
until the drop arrives.
Your ship gets there. In this case, each of the 3 jobs, bounty hunt, smuggle, and sabotage, have their own unique mechanic. So for bounty hunt, you have to take out these 3 mini bosses, which we call retaliators here.
Yeah, so as our fire team is fighting their way out, we actually do have a preview of a fun exotic that's coming with the reward pass in C2 Renegades. I believe we have a preview that we can share. But Bjorndal, if you could give a quick overview of our exotic machine gun.
Yeah, so this is the
machine gun.
Uzaku. It's a very unique machine gun. It's almost like a necromancer, broodweaver theme, where you turn your enemies into these little nests of threadlings that you can like shoot and then spawn more and like build it up to control like a space.
Yeah, Threadlings just got a buff, correct?
Threadlings did get a buff. They're smarter than they were before.
Yeah, and sorry, so to segue more appropriately, over the last few weeks we've been doing a series of blog articles with y'all on the Sandbox team talking about the core game updates coming to Destiny 2 available to all players. So we have a lot of quality of life changes that are coming to your supers, your subclass abilities, all that kind of stuff.
A lot of people are looking forward to all of those changes.
One of which, Warlock focused, was around threadlings, your strand abilities. If you want to cover that really quick.
Yeah, so you can see here the Warlock is moving while rifting, which is a huge kind of quality of life upgrade that allows you to dodge attacks, get into cover, close the gap while you're casting your ability. Works really well with the new Warlock exotic. So there are, if you haven't seen that article we put out yesterday, please check it out. There's a lot of great buffs. We've shown hunters a lot of love. We love our hunters. We want them to feel powerful.
Yeah, we saw some feedback with the exotic tuning article. Hunters were like, wait, I want to see more, which in the future we will definitely
of course.
More, but, in the abilities preview.
Talk about the future, but we can't. But there's a lot of
right now, I feel like I should have moved my camera on the other side.
So with the abilities updates for Hunters, Golden Gun got a pass?
Yeah, so Golden Gun got a pass, does more damage, and now scorches on impact.
There we go.
Faced an issue where you had to step outside of your well to get full damage. And
Yes,
stay in the well.
yes, that was a huge issue.
Play gunpowder gamble.
Uh-huh.
You throw it and you shoot it before it explodes naturally.
Yep.
It does more damage, more radius.
Yeah, more reward for actually aiming.
Projectiles.
Yeah, as we're getting.
It's good. It's supposed to be a trick shot. So
the Titan changes for Sentinel. Yeah,
Sentinel Shield. We're excited about this one. So Sentinel Shield is getting a shift a little bit.
A bit of a rework, right?
Yeah, a bit of a rework. The usage rates weren't great, and we want to provide something that is kind of on par with Well, as far as like, what am I going to take into a raid to support my team? So in Renegades, your Sentinel Shield, as you're holding it up, your allies behind your shield are going to auto reload, and there's just kind of rhythm to it. So if you can fire at the right time, you can just like rocket,
time it,
rocket,
yeah.
Rocket. So like the actual like damage increase is big. Not only that, but as
it's good to let us do that once in a while.
The shield takes damage. I'm charging this bar up that charges up my shield throw, and at full charge, that shield throw is going to do Thunder Crash level damage.
What?
Which, depending
That's insane.
on how players use it, maybe you even get 2 of those out of a single super. Like it's
what?
So, and that's what we want, right? We want to provide that power fantasy to players. I think this era of Destiny is like fun first. We want players to have a great time and feel overpowered.
Yes. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need some moments where you need to absolute nerf everything to the ground and remove it all out of the power. Sometimes you got to give us some goodies.
And this is going to be our opportunity to show a little bit of that.
You got to give us the
flavor. We're going to look at some of
you got to give us that OP-ness that's available for everybody, and get more people to play the game. Going like, it's crazy. Everyone, you're destroying everything. You got a lot of people coming back in. Right now, it's one of the things that you need to do with Destiny. Get more people in there. Let them know that they can run through everything.
A bounty hunter working for the syndicates, tracking down these renegades that are messing up their operations, taking out their commanders, stealing their
There we
stuff.
go. I wanted to see that.
And so you get to be kind of play on the other side, you get to play on the opposition. So you're allied with all of the enemy combatants on the field. You can kind of wade in amongst them. And
they did a compromise.
Strategic moment where you want to kind of like lash out at these players and like steal their bounty.
Yeah.
And
so how do you launch into this?
So here's the holo map, just for everybody. This is kind of our standard interface for the Lawless Frontier. This is how you access the social space, all of our jobs, and then in the end game we unlock the yellow node, which is invasion, and the red node, which is the contested territory. So.
Right.
We can take a look at the contested node here. This is where all every day the syndicates are fighting over one of the maps on each of the planets, and you can kind of, as a defender, kind of throw in your pledge to the side you want to fight for. But these are also invadable nodes. So one thing I want to highlight is that invasion is opt-in. It's not.
Oh, right.
So if players don't
I
want to
remember.
do PvP,
Right,
they can do
right,
like an
right.
expert difficulty for this, or they can just go to any of these other nodes on the map here that aren't invadable. But for the priority, the contested node on the highest difficulties, like that's where the
Totality
highest rewards are,
division
that's where the
control.
invasion is. Now, on the other side, if you're an invader, you don't need to worry about the nodes. You can just go to the invasion node. You need to have some death marks, which are a currency you earn by playing by just playing Lawless Frontier. You'll just accumulate them. And one interesting wrinkle here is you can actually wager those for additional rewards. So if we go to the little
there we go.
pane here on the side, there's these things. There's the death marks. You can interact with them two or three times to double and triple your rewards. Which
okay,
some risk here. If you
it's a gamble. It's a gamble.
Your way, you could lose those tokens, but I think a lot of players are going to want to do this because they can just get triple rewards on each.
Yeah, of course.
Which is really exciting.
You're feeling cocky,
for people living in
which is, I don't know, 75% of the Destiny community.
And every time you kill an invader, they have the chance to drop extractables, which are rewards you can dunk at the end of the activity to get bonus armor, weapons. Yeah.
Stellar. So let's get our invader launched in here. We'll go back to our gameplay team.
Yep.
But while we're loading in, let's talk about what is the actual kind of approach to invasions. What are the objectives aside from seeking out guardians and destroying them?
Yeah. So as an invader,
I mean, what?
Start in the ready room.
Isn't that the only thing?
Pick your loadout. Like, what's the right renegade abilities to bring in? And we've seen in playtest, there's like
RX the Explorer.
Here, like, are you gonna bring in the deflector shield, and then like the other team's gonna drop one, and then you're fighting on the Venn diagram of the deflector shields, or are you gonna just be a little more brute force and drop a behemoth and like kind of like, but try to be sneaky about
Behemoth.
it?
What? Oh, right. There's the second. There was an issue.
Classic colors that I think players are going to have fun chasing down.
Wait, what?
Throughout the end game and maybe even invasion.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean.
Wait, hold on.
Red,
What?
Invasions up to the enemy. Box breathing doesn't apply to Serrated Edge, but you pull the bolt back out.
Yeah, there was an issue with Twitch.
Next up, Crucible. So this armor set is actually pretty fun. Over the years, we've done thematic sets tied to weapon foundries. So in the past, you've seen Hake, you've seen Tex Mechanica, and now Suros is up to bat.
Yeah,
the Crucible.
it's a
Shax
Suros.
is going to be handing these out. We also have some weapons up to slate. Fusion Rifle is a returning favorite, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, Riptide's coming back. We have a new aggressive Void Hand Cannon and a high-impact machine gun.
Awesome. And then let's see, last but not least, Trials of Osiris. So another offering for our PvP audience. A few eagle-eyed players may have seen this armor set yesterday. A little sneak preview, totally planned. But
A
yeah,
little
we have
leak
new
from
armor set for each
PlayStation
class,
happened.
And as you can see, coming back with the glows. So as you get more wins on your card, you can unlock gold or red or blue.
PlayStation is notorious in the Bungie space for leaking things a day in advance.
I admit, since the set came out on the moon, Eris, all the crufty bits on it, cleaning it up, having, sorry, what frame type did you say?
Lightweight.
Lightweight. Chef's kiss. I cannot wait. And then I believe also we have a preview of a hand cannon. Now, one of our folks on the gameplay team over here was whispering in my ear day by day, night by night, that these rolls are going to be a bit juiced, right?
Yes. Yeah. This is a pretty juiced hand cannon. It's got perks for both PvE, PvP. It's a strand 140. You can get stuff like Lone Wolf Precision Instrument or Slice Explosive Payload. So you have.
I think some Trials players just nutted.
Awesome. Yeah, and across all of our activity types, we're trying to sprinkle out some things that players will get excited
I
about.
don't do Trials. I'm
gonna go
garbage.
PvE to get the PvE gun. Like there are some PvE.
I'm too much of a PvE dude to waste my time in
That doesn't
PvP.
even cover what we have coming in the dungeon too. Before we do a little dungeon teaser, I do have a quick
Dungeon
announcement
teaser?
as well as we're rolling through the list.
Oh.
We have an open access week that's coming on December 2nd. So for any
What does
folks
that
out there
mean?
that haven't played the Edge of Fate, that is actually going to be included in this open access week.
Ah.
So if your friends haven't played, if you haven't played, hop in, check out the beginning of our new saga, and earn some cool loot on the way. It's available to all players for that week, and it also includes some previous content as well, campaign and other. So
Damn. That's basically the expansion for free.
Equilibrium. This
for
is
a
going
week.
To be our new dungeon. The race begins on
It's
December
going
13th
to be.
at 10 a.m. So that's the second Saturday. We've already.
I want to point out, just for a second, I want to point out that it is going to be. I understand why they're doing that. It's to get people basically, play the other expansion like for free for an entire week. The problem is on December 2nd, there are so many updates and new things and new drops that are happening all over the place. A lot in gaming is going to happen on December 2nd. It is going to be a hard sell. But good on them for making this happen. They need to make it happen more often.
Announce the time, but if you haven't penned it in, if you haven't gotten your fire team together, get ready for contest mode. For those that don't know what contest mode is, on day one, right at launch, this is going to be a very difficult difficulty tuned for competition. So if you want to go and try to be the world's first completion, this is your place to shine. And if you win world first, we have a cool trophy or some goodies for you. So contest mode is going to be available for the first 2 days, 48 hours of the dungeon
as usual.
You can earn a really spicy emblem and some cool stuff as you go through that. And after World First has been declared, we will also have normal mode. So if you want to give a pass on some
do
of that
they
hard
usually do
content,
contests
dive in and see
on
what's
dungeons?
that'll be there for you.
I don't remember.
Before we move on,
I usually pay attention to the raids.
We can go ahead and roll it.
6.
Oh.
Everything you've shown me, I've made real. I've marshaled a new Imperium to snuff out the light.
I've seen this from last week. Is it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Violence is yours. You know what comes next. Give me strength.
Darksaber.
Take everything I have.
Yeah. So.
Welcome back. So watching that trailer, I just realized we actually missed something with Invasions. We were talking about the Praxic Blade and customization. There are different saber colors, correct?
Yeah, there's a wide variety of classic colors that I think players are going to have fun chasing down.
We forgot to talk about that.
The end game and maybe even an Invasion.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, we showed it on the screen. Red, Invasions. Yeah. So, okay, moving right along. What is going on through the end of the year? So, during the launch window, we'll have some really cool things coming around. Vanguard orders are coming in week 2. And then after that, we're going to have the Dawning returning. So this is our winter celebration, our event, inviting Guardians to hop in, play some activities, get some fun rewards, and bake cookies for their favorite vendors in our town.
Ooh, look at that young wolf.
Description for folks that may not know what the Dawning is.
Oh.
As the Dawning, you slay our enemies, you collect them as ingredients, and then you bake them into delicious treats you feed to your friends in the tower, like Zavala, and he's just got thousands of Galardoodles.
Look at that!
And he gives you a gift in return, which could be, a spicy weapon roll, or you might maybe get some bright dust from some other pursuits and get this totally cool Winter Wolf armor.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
feel
now
like
canon.
Drifters outside, like, ooh, you're putting enemies into the cookies, but yeah,
it's totally a Drifter thing,
right? The Winter Wolf set.
Give me a plate of that, brother.
Just by playing the game, or if you want to snag it from Eververse for silver, go right on ahead. But also on top of this,
I love me some cookies. You want some moonshine?
Yes, we have a burst linear fusion rifle, a breach grenade launcher, and a precision sidearm, and then also with this excellent new holofoil treatment.
Oh, they look cute, and they look like.
And then as you fire, it'll slowly melt away the ice. That's cool.
Oh, perfect. All right.
They look like the typical Dawning weapon, like little.
Daylight savings time strikes again.
Gets us every time.
Every time. Oof. All right. So with that Dawning preview over, we are at the end of our show. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. As I said earlier, it has been a monumental effort. A ton of folks throughout the team have been crafting this experience, collaborating with Lucasfilm Lucasfilm Games, and
Yes.
really just making something for you, our players. And we really hope you enjoy it. So thank you for coming. We're going to kick it back to our launch trailer here in case you missed it at the top. And again, if you missed the Vidoc launch trailer, check out our YouTube. And after this, stick around. We're going to be handing it off to one of our community members, Leopard Stealth, a friend to us for many ages, a guardian of all time.
Right.
But also, I don't believe he existed before 2004, I've been told. So, 04 or bust. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time.
That's got to be a reference to something. So, as I lower the volume on this for a second. Let's talk about this. Like there's like this trailer, like okay, there might be some cool things inside of that trailer. It's still not super, like it doesn't inform us of really anything because there seems to be a lot of visions involved into this and going into the psychedelic stuff and whatever. So like you can never like glean necessarily anything from these trailers. So I don't know. You take whatever you want from those trailers. It's fine. And it's cool. Also, Drifter started calling us Weapon instead of Guardian, because that's that is what we are now. We are the Weapon of 3. So what do I think? Has it wowed me? Has it got me interested in Renegades? I am much more interested in it, and absolutely not because of the Star Wars flavors. Actually, I would say that in spite of the Star Wars Lucasfilm take on it, I am still, interested, because originally I thought Star Wars is the selling point, right? It's Lucasfilm involved in all of that. It's all the cool stuff from Star Wars that have been added into it, like all the references that we're going to see. These are the selling points, right? But as usual, it's whenever they present something and then you start digging into it, that's when you start figuring out exactly like, are there any things in there that interest you? Like, are there any things in there that are there things in there that will hook you like beyond the veneer of like the presentation? Okay, it's always a lot of, and it's usually that kind of thing with Destiny. It's always the question of like, if you get past that, okay, it's like I said originally at the beginning when you saw like the tavern that you're gonna go into and you see like all the imagery in the background that looks very much like the mix between Star Wars and Destiny 2. My question was, are we going to be able to play into this? Because sometimes it just happens that it's just like, okay, the space that you can play in is just like a lot of set dressing, and there's actually only like 2 NPCs one's inside a door, and that's the only thing that you're going to do, right? It is very, how do you say, like, it is a lot of set dressing for something that is incredibly minimal. And that's the kind of stuff that we see typically about Destiny. Yeah, that's usually the thing that happens with Destiny, is just a lot of set dressing, and then in the end, what do we have? It's usually like, we've got, the same old thing, and then there's the new activities. The new activities, they gotta be interesting. They gotta have like some fun gameplay associated to them, because it's gonna be a lot of like 2 or 3 new activities, stuff like that, and it's just gonna be rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Sometimes do some of the old stuff, rinse, repeat of the new stuff, do some of the old stuff, rinse, repeat of the new thing, and at some point you can get bored. If it's not interesting to you, you can get bored. I hope that the people that want some Star Wars stuff, I hope that you are going to be interested. I hope that this is going to be really cool for you. Right now, the Star Wars stuff is almost like to the side for me. It doesn't, matter that much. What I appreciate, okay, distinction. What I appreciate is that the spark, okay, just the collision of another world with the world of Destiny, just for a pocket of time, it gave them some creative juice to spark up something, to spark up some new weapons, some new armor, some new art direction that still is the same identity but mixed with something else. I can't wait to have the soundtrack. I can't wait to own the soundtrack of this. So far I am wowed by how that sounds. Yeah. What else can I say? What else can I say? The gameplay seemed interesting enough for the part that we saw, at least. I think that, yeah, I think that I will be like, I'll have some. I think I'll be invested in this expansion. It's not the super degree of hype like I said for the last time that we had a Vidoc with Destiny 2 for Renegades. Last time I was pretty disappointed. Still gonna play it, but disappointed. This one is just like, okay, it raised my hopes a little bit more of just like, okay, so we're still gonna have some cool, interesting things. There's still gonna be like some other guns. There's still gonna be some abilities. There's gonna be a change to the way that we've been working. Now, I have been following the news like a little from the side. I know that they've been testing a lot of things in the background, doing a lot of their, this week in Destiny, announcing some changes, sometimes reverting them next week according to feedback. Like they're testing some stuff. I would say to the Destiny community, don't panic. Give your feedback. This is good. You have to realize that right now the team that is working on Destiny right now is not the same team. Okay, it's not the same people, or you have the same people but gelling with other people that have different sorts of responsibilities. They have a new kind of way of working right now together. They have to discover how exactly they're supposed to evolve in this new era of Destiny. And in that respect, I appreciate the fact that they are being honest with us. They're being honest with the player base about, they're trying some things and they're not afraid next week to go, all right, those changes we're changing back. Okay, we're reverting those. We tried to do some things, it didn't work. Or we tried to do some things, it wasn't popular with you. So before we even put it out, we immediately changed it. Okay. I would rather have a team of developers that tries different things and eventually will get some things that the community will like to play or will like to engage with, rather than the same Destiny team that puts out the same rehash kind of content with a new coat of paint. Let's go to another season, have the seasonal thing, have the seasonal artifact, have the seasonal artifact tree, do the same activity, have an exotic weapon. Oops, there we go, we have a dungeon. Oops, here we go, we have a raid. We have a raid first, some people cheat. Cleanse the people, get back, talk about how you're bored about the season, still gonna play through the season, then gonna salivate again once there's a new season, like there's a new theme that's gonna be happening, and then continue until there's, a new trailer of a new expansion, and then you're gonna go and you're gonna salivate, and they're gonna be like, ooh, we got you, and then, and then rinse, repeat, the same things that we've been having these other weeks. Sometimes it actually manages to stay. Witch Queen, the final shape, and sometimes you fail. Lightfall. I'm just gonna say Lightfall. The other ones, I wasn't there for the other ones necessarily to witness, to be involved in the other ones. But so this one, like in terms of like interest, like I said, of course I'm interested to see where they're going. So I am going to play it. Okay, it doesn't matter even if like it was if the flavor of this did not interest me at all. I am going to play it because I want to know what they're doing with the story, with the 9. How is this involved in all of this, despite the fact that Star Wars is involved in it? Because, reminder, not a Star Wars fan, not a Star Trek fan. I'm interested in their worlds, but I'm not going to be like, you know, going over here going, I have my own lightsaber, do you have yours? You know, I'm not interested about that. Like, it's the coolness factor of it. Is it a game that I want to play? I'm interested in the story. I like the visuals there. I want to see what they're doing with it. How does it rank in terms of like interest for the season, for the expansion, and all of the stuff that they presented there? I would say it is a solid 7 out of 10. I am not wowed by it. I am not super like, what does this mean? The way that the Witch Queen was, where I was just like primed and excited, and I was at like a 9 out of 10 of excitement. Or like getting into the final shape, where I was at like a 12 out of 10 going in there, right, to see what exactly is going to happen with this crazy story, right? This one, I am at a 7. I am going to play it. If there's other things that exist in the world that are more interesting, I will not hesitate to do my things and move on to something else. So far, this is not staying power with me, but if the gameplay is interesting, which is something that I can't really tell until I'm in it, I will continue along. There are some seasons that have happened in Destiny since Season of the Splicer. Season of the Splicer is when I started really getting invested in Destiny. There are some seasons that I played. I didn't think that I was going to be into them, and I still did that. When we went back into the Leviathan, I don't remember the name of the season. When we back into the Leviathan that was like, you know, infested with egregore and all of that, I didn't think that I was going to be super invested in those nightmares and all of that. I played the heck out of that season. I got everything for that season in terms of like PV. I don't do dungeons or raids, but I did everything to the max. There's other seasons also. Some of them interested me more than others. Some of them is just like the gameplay was interesting enough. I still kept on, completed my seasons, no problem. Was waiting for more after that. Like, you know, this one, not too sure about it, but am I interested enough? Yes, I'm interested enough. I'm not super drooling at the mouth going like, please give me the Star Wars, please unzip my pants, like I will do anything, you know. I'm not taking my clothes off like take me. Absolutely not. I'm just like careful 7 out of 10, interested in it, gonna play in it, looking forward to the story. That's it. I have a week to prepare before that. There's a lot of things happening on December 2nd. Like I said, there's this expansion. There's a new... I know that probably doesn't interest most of you, but there's a huge WoW World of Warcraft update on retail that's about to happen. There is also Fallout 76 that has a huge update coming in with a season that has rewards that interest me, so I'm going to be playing that. What is it? There's also, I think there's a Fallout TV series that is also released on December 2nd, if I remember correctly, or at least the beginning of December. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some others. Like there's like this seems to be like the good week to release an update. And if ever there's some bugs, it gives enough, like you have a few weeks, you have 3 weeks for the devs to figure out like any sort of bugs, to figure out any sort of patches, and then everybody goes for the holiday weekend. And then everyone comes back on January and everybody starts working again, start fixing more bugs and patches. I think that everybody's got like that in mind. I don't know what other games. I'm probably forgetting a whole bunch of games that probably are going to release or have updates. But yeah, December 2nd is going to be big. So, guys, that means that Destiny 2 probably going to be streaming on my own stream. Not sure if any of that is going to be posted on YouTube, but yeah, I'm probably going to be streaming. Yeah, that's just the content, just to see the story, just to know what the heck all of this is all about. Come check me on my stream. Links are down below. Hopefully, editing me remember to do that. Yeah, and that was a reaction.